So OdneFill is based upon a photocured hydrogel. Hydrogels are biomaterials which are very much used in biomedical applications because they represent natural tissue very well. They're based upon water, so they don't contain any toxic organic solvents, and their structure is very similar to natural tissue, actually also similar to the pulp tissue that is in a healthy tooth. And the second key ingredient is a photoinitiator, which is in any light curable dental material, but as opposed to other materials that can cure a few millimeters deep, we have a proprietary photoinitiator that allows photocuring over the length of a root canal, so 20 millimeters, no problem. This is completely impossible with any of the previously existing molecules.
OdneFill is special because it's a hydrogel-based material, so it cures instantly with light, and it's the first one that's highly flowable, so it goes into all the side canals, all the small structures that you can find inside a root canal. When you're developing a root canal filling material, there's a long list of requirements that you have to comply with. In our case, it needs to be flowable, it needs to cure instantly with light, but you also need to have a biocompatible material, a material that seals perfectly every root canal, a material that's radiopaque, a material that's highly stable, a material that has a good shelf life, and there's a huge list. So we did more than 500 different formulations, and we did all these tests with each one of these formulations.
There's a lot of quality management already going on in the development phase of the product. There's a lot of risk management that we do. We also need to do a lot of regulatory checks to find out about regulations of certain markets. We need to find ways of optimizing our processes. We need to look into productions. Our goal is to have the system running every day. We don't work from audit to audit. We live the quality management every day.
We make the impossible possible because we didn't know it was impossible.
So in the case of OdneFill, the application itself was pretty challenging, so the development of OdneFill tip was crucial for the success of the material. And you can really go through all the complicated structures in the root canal without fearing breaking the tip and losing part of it inside the root canal. The outer size of the OdneFill tip is 190 microns. It's the smallest in the market. And the light curing was also quite difficult. You need to ensure that the light hits the material so it cures properly across the entirety of the root canal. So developing OdneCure, and in particular developing the tip of OdneCure, was quite difficult, but I think it's a success. Now you have an optical fiber tip, very small, very bendable, and you can put it inside the root canal and make sure that you cure the material independently of the shape that you're working with. What we are introducing here is revolutionary. The technologies are completely different, and to get used to the material, to applying the material, to the texture, to the properties, everything, I think it will take a bit of time, but we're ready for it. We're ready for the training, we're ready for talking to the clinicians and having those conversations. I think that without the clinicians, we would not have the products that we have today. In the end, the requirements for the perfect product comes from the clinicians. We all are convinced that we can really change patients' lives here.